Wicked crash at Tabo right now. Update. One dead following 3 vehicle collision on PG Patterson Highway. Serious things at Tabo right now. Share the video. Can I get 100,000 thumbs up? As I jump on the video, touch up the thumbs up button, subscribe. Now here we are going now. Kingston, Jamaica. At least one person has died as a result of injury sustained in a 3 vehicle collision on the PG Patterson Highway Tuesday afternoon. Dead is 42-year-old Kevin Rose of a Guys Hill address in St. Catherine. According to reports, the accident involved 2 Toyota Probox motor cars and a white truck. The 3 vehicles were said to be traveling in an easterly direction when, upon reaching the vicinity of the highway, the motor truck collided into one of the Probox motor cars. As a result of that impact, the Probox collided into the rear of the other Probox motor car, causing Rose to be flung from the vehicle. He received injuries to the head and was pronounced dead at the Mapen Hospital. The other 2 drivers were treated at hospital and released. Watch them, man. 2 treated and released. 1 man so salt. Him soul leave him body. John Oster. Boy, I tell you, leave some condolences to the family and friends right now. Sorrow and pain.
We've seen where the taxi driver who was involved in that altercation with a gentleman whose car window he smashed and made several attempts to stab him was taken into police custody. But let me ask my Jamaican people a question. Of all the drivers in Jamaica, what group of drivers among us do you consider to be the most reckless and inconsiderate? 99% of all people who are not public passenger vehicle operators will admit that public passenger vehicle operators and motorcyclists are the most reckless and inconsiderate on the road. Now let's break this down. Here goes a man who has 4 outstanding warrants and in excess of 65 outstanding traffic citation, trying to kill someone for an accident. Now listen, what if the person in that van with that lady who was screaming for her life could have been his mom, could have been his sister, could have been his wife, she could have been pregnant. We don't know if they had kids in the car. We don't know if they had their pets in the car. We don't know what he was trying to protect in that car. But there came this man smashing his window, making several attempts to stab him. What if that gentleman was a licensed firearm holder, an armed civilian, or an armed off-duty law enforcement officer, and you hear bam bam, and the culprit fell to the ground? What would have been the outcome? What would have been the reaction of the general public? See, this here was a classic example of how law-abiding citizens can lose their lives in the split of a second. 1 stab to the abdomen, 1 stab to the chest, and you're out. That is how law enforcement officers and the FLA comes in. We can't call on the police in these times because they're not always present. And we are not able to protect ourselves because we are not armed. That means we are vulnerable. We are prey to the predators. You understand? That lady was in the car crying so hard. You don't know why she was crying. She could have been pregnant. She could have been sick. She could have had her young babies in the car. She could have had her pets in the car. We don't know what was going on. But you know what? What we did saw was a culprit meting out violence towards a gentleman that was retreating. That was totally retreating. See, no one on here can come out and say, yo, what y'all talk about? You're a bus taxi driver. Hey, listen me good. You do not know anyone on these platforms that supports the average Jamaican as much as I do. I am the voice of the voiceless Jamaicans. But the right is the right and the wrong is the wrong. And what need to be said, need to be said. These type of actions will cause us our lives, and it will cause culprits their lives. That is why I will continue saying, Jamaica, arm your law-abiding citizens, because that could have been a pregnant wife in that